Hello everybody, I'm so happy to see you here. Today we are going to be talking about the three big mistakes, actually the biggest mistakes that I made when I was practicing law of attraction, and these are the mistakes that you might be doing as well. So again, if you would like to skip to the summary section or the most important points of this video, then you can find the time either all around me or in the description box below. So let's get started, shall we? So first of all, you need to know that I tried law of attraction. This is embarrassing, but I tried it 8 years ago, okay? Yeah, in 2012, actually 8.5. So anyway, I watched this movie called The Secret, and I got pumped. I thought this is one of the most amazing things ever. The pieces of information that I found there in that video, in that movie resonated with me on such a deep level, and I thought that this is something that I really need to pursue, that I need to go towards, yeah? And I was actually reading a lot about law of attraction after this, but this didn't last very long. It lasted for a couple of years, but I actually was not doing the right thing, and I will tell you exactly what I did, yeah? So I was looking into people like Bob Proctor or Mary Morrissey or John Assaraf and other fantastic people, but that wasn't enough. And actually, in about 3 years after that, like in 2015, maybe 2016, I forgot about this and I stopped doing this altogether. And that was a big mistake, actually. Or maybe not a mistake, maybe something that helped me later on realize how bad is your life gonna be without knowing these laws, yeah, or this law, at least this law of attraction, yeah? Alright, so let's start with the first mistake, and this is having assumptions and believing them unquestionably. Okay, so this is something very, well, emotional, and also kind of intimidating for me to talk about, but I want to say this anyway. So in 2016, one of my favorite singers, and actually people that I felt, you know, because when I'm looking at people, or when I'm looking even at celebrities, yeah, I'm feeling this type of energy that resonates with them. I think every single person does this, yeah? And one of my favorite people were Christina Grimmie. And guess what happened? On 10th of June 2016, she got shot and she got killed, yeah? And this was a big shock for me. I remember crying the whole day. I remember actually wanting to vomit in the beginning when I read it. I could not believe this is actually reality, yeah? I thought this cannot happen. Like, not, well, okay, anyone but her, you know? Because for some reason I believe that a person like her has no right to die or something like that. I know it's really, it sounds kind of strange, but that is what I believed at that time in 2016, right? And then I remember even Adam Levine said, like one of her coaches from The Voice, said that the fact that she died is unfair, and I agreed with this, yeah. But then, I mean, later on, many years after this, I thought to myself, like, okay, she died. I mean, what happened, yeah. We cannot change this. However, how do I know what was her point of attraction, yeah? So according to law of attraction, we're having like a specific level that we are at, and this level is called point of attraction, as far as I know. And so that means that whenever you are at a specific point, you are going to be attracting the same thing that resonates at the same level. So if you're very low, if you're in a state of anger or depression or sadness, whatever, then you're gonna attract more situations, more people that will trigger that same emotion of anger, yeah, that same emotion of sadness or depression. And the opposite is true as well. So if you're very positive, then just positive things can happen to you, yeah? So what happened to her is she died, she got shot. And now the question is, how do I know that she was not attracting it herself? I know this is going to trigger maybe a lot of people. However, this is a good question, I think, to ask, at least just for us to think. How do we know that she didn't think about it, that she didn't somehow attract it? Yeah? So this is the first question. How do we know that she didn't correspond to the same frequency that brought this homicide? Yeah? The second question is, how do we know, or at least for me, at least when I was thinking about the situation, I asked myself, how do I know that her soul, that she didn't decide to have this type of experience before she was born? Maybe, you know, because there's a theory that we decide what kind of life we're going to have, what kind of parents we're going to have, what kind of country that we're going to be born in, and so on and so forth, if we have the right to do this, at least according to some theories. How do we know that she didn't decide this? I know it sounds crazy. Who's going to decide to want to live, 22 years? She was 22 years when she died. And who's going to decide to have such a short life? And that makes no sense, right? But how do we know? How do we know that? Maybe it makes sense in a grand scheme of things. And by grand scheme, I'm talking about hundreds and maybe thousands of lives, right? If you look at all of them, then maybe this type of life is going to be an appropriate one. Yeah, again, it sounds like something that is hard to admit, hard to accept that it might happen according to our logical mind, according to our ego mind, yeah? But how do we know? How do we know that this is not true, yeah? And the third thing is, okay, this might be the most triggering one. And the question is, how do we know that she's a victim? Of course, she's a victim from one point of view, that she was shot by the perpetrator. And of course, in this case, like logically, if we think, or legally, whatever, she's the victim here, yeah? However, again, how do we know that she didn't choose this? And by choosing, I don't even talk about conscious choosing, yeah? So it's not even about the one from the past lives. I'm talking about the unconscious choosing, because we can choose something unconsciously just by thinking about the negative things. When we are thinking about the negative things, we are already choosing to have more of these negative things. Whatever radiation we radiate, this is the radiation that we are actually asking for. Hey, can I have more of this radiation? And then the universe is like, okay, but give me first whatever you want. Yeah, so what kind of vibration you want? Give it to me first, and then I'm gonna give you back the same vibration, but in different forms. So maybe this is the vibration that she gave, maybe unconsciously, who knows? Yeah, I don't think anybody consciously is thinking of getting killed. But yeah, so this was the vibration, and maybe, this is just a theory. Maybe there's no such thing as victim. Maybe there's no such thing. In the world of spirits, if you want, or maybe not spirits, the energetical world, yeah? Because everything around us is energy, and maybe in that world there is no such thing as a victim. You're just, in that world, you're just only vibrating a specific frequency, and then you're getting whatever you're vibrating. That's it. Without this drama of somebody being the bad guy, somebody being the savior, somebody being the victim, yeah, and so on and so forth. So this was the first mistake that I made, yeah. I stopped believing in the law of attraction, because I believed that, okay, the fact that she died is a definite sign that law of attraction does not work, and I shouldn't believe this anymore. Yeah, that is actually what I believed in, yeah. Maybe I didn't say it consciously, but unconsciously I thought, okay, law of attraction is just bullcrap. When it actually wasn't the case. I just didn't even question my own belief. My belief that, you know what, maybe I'm not right. Maybe I should study this more before jumping to conclusions. Before actually I didn't even jump. I teleported. I teleported to that conclusion. It was so fast, okay? And now the second mistake that I made, it's also a major one, is I was being afraid of negativity from positivity. And let me explain what I mean by this. So I would do appreciation. Well, I was reading a lot about law of attraction, and then one of the exercises that they asked to do is to, well, it's a form of appreciation rampage, if you know, from Abraham Hicks. But I didn't do this. I did something else. I just wrote down 100 things, or sometimes 150 or 200 things that I'm grateful for. Yeah, like every single thing from all possible spheres of my life. And I would notice that I was, well, a lot happier, at least at the moment, and a couple of hours after I performed this exercise. However, I also noticed that the next day, or maybe even the same day later on in the evening, something bad would happen. You know what? And I thought I always made this connection that you know, when I'm trying to forcefully increase my vibration, increase, yeah, and push it, then something else, there's like a power that is trying to just hold it, I mean, bring it back, yeah? Bring it back. Yeah. So, but it was not fun. I mean, this song is kind of funny, but that was not fun when it was trying to bring it bring it back to the level that I was at before this exercise. And I noticed that really weird things would happen, like I would get late, for example, go to school, go to university a little bit later. Or, you know what, maybe my bike was stolen. Yeah, I remember these things were happening, I mean, really bad things. Not super really bad, but just small, very, very unpleasant things that were happening right after I made this, I mean, vibration increase, yeah? And I thought, I got scared. Of course I got scared, because I thought that this is the thing that is going to continue to happen. And you know what, that makes sense, because when you are hiring your vibration, then of course your point of vibration gets higher. And when your point of vibration gets higher, then manifestation accelerates. Manifestations becomes faster, a lot faster. And actually, you know what, there's also, I would say it's not recommended for people that are very, very negative to be close to people that are very high vibrational, like Sadhguru, for example, or like monks, or, you know, Dalai Lama, for example, because they're very, well, the thing is, when a person is high vibe, he or she is radiating this high vibe energy, and everybody that is around them, they get caught in this type of like energy field around them, and the manifestation of these other people that are around this high vibrational person is increasing. I mean, the speed of this manifestation is increasing, is accelerating. That means that if a person has been thinking about the negative thing all the time, I mean, many hours, days, weeks, months, maybe years, yeah, about something, and according to law of attraction, when you think about the bad thing, then you're actually attracting, you're asking for it. Then, when you're with that high vibrational person, this bad thing is coming to you faster. And then you might find yourself being in even worse positions or worse situations that you have been before finding this person, yes? So take care. And another thing is maybe your status quo is trying to bring it down. So anytime when you're going up, then something inside of you, because you've been accustomed to a specific point of attraction, of course this point of attraction is going to get freaked out, because, you know, our ego thinks that this point of attraction is us when we've done it long enough, when we've believed in it long enough. And of course it starts to freak out, it starts to get scared when we are trying to change it, because change means death. for ego. Yeah, ego does not like to change. And it's gonna fight for its position. It's never gonna just say, yeah, yeah, okay, okay, kill me, and I'm not gonna fight. I'm just gonna allow you to destroy me. No, 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 that doesn't happen, and it's not ever gonna happen. I don't think so. So it's gonna try to fight, and fight like crazy sometimes, and try to manipulate you in different types of way in order to bring the vibration down. So for some reason, after you're doing something very super high vibrational, you are gonna feel like eating junk food. You are gonna feel like criticizing somebody. You are gonna feel like wanting to start an argument over something really small that does not even matter. Does not even matter when you are in high vibration, but because you are trying to, I mean, this ego is trying to pull you back, pull you down, then of course you are gonna feel like wanting to do all of these negative things. Yeah. And finally, the last mistake that I made was inconsistency. And I don't mean the usual inconsistency that probably most people think about, as in, you know, wanting to, putting a goal, for example, to visualize every single day for like 60 days your chosen goal, and not doing this. I'm not talking about this type of inconsistency. I'm talking about the, you know, when you're trying to visualize, let's say again, like 15 minutes for every single day, yeah? However, most of your day, most of your other day, other than these 15 minutes, are in a negative state, which means that you're visualizing bad things. And by the way, visualizing is not just, yeah, because I actually don't like this word that much, because visualizing implies visual, right? But it's not just visual, because you can also, I mean, imagination. Again, image, right? But imagination is not just seeing. It's also, you can imagine sounds. You can imagine feelings, yeah? You can imagine what you feel, I mean, yeah? You can imagine inside of you, like what kind of emotions do you want to have? You can imagine what kind of internal talk you're going to have, yeah? You can imagine smells as well, yeah? It's not just images. It's not just what you see. So take this into consideration. And so what I meant there is imagining, as in like imagine anything that you want. See, hear, smell, taste, touch, yeah? You imagine it imagine what you want for 15 minutes, but then you start to have flashbacks, like I did. I had flashbacks, and I remember the fight that I had 2, 3, 5 years ago, or like 10, 15 years ago. And I felt very vulnerable, and I felt very bad inside. And I tried to, for some reason it came there, right in front of me, and I started to fight with it and started to react to it, yeah? And try to win this person and try to prove my points, prove my arguments, whatever, right? And start to, because in reality, he won me or she won me. And then in that type of imagined scenario that happened 15 years ago, I would imagine myself fighting with this person and then winning him, yeah? Or even more ridiculous, I would have fights that didn't even happen, but for some reason my mind put it, for some reason my mind created them. As if this person is gonna say this type of thing, and then I have to react to this person. Like what the F is happening, right? For some reason my mind's imagination was like really, really active. And this is basically like imagining 15 minutes of positivity and then another 3 hours of negativity. And you know what? Then in that case, definitely the progress is not going to be as fast. If at all there's going to be any progress there, right? And one quote, which is amazing quote that I got from a fantastic spiritual teacher, Mikhail Ageyev, he said that the time, attention, and thoughts directed towards something, it translates in the spiritual realm or in the energetical realm as I want more of that. So anytime when you are thinking about something, anytime when you're given your attention to something or time, yeah, like literally minutes or seconds one by one, the more you give it to something, anything, including something that you don't like, then it's the same as asking, hey, I want more of this. Hey, give it to me. Hey, universe, can you please bring more of this? Because this is something I apparently want. I mean, this is how it gets translated. And it doesn't matter if it's something that you don't like, because you might think, okay, I'm thinking about getting out of debt. So that's good, right? No, that's not good, because you're still thinking about debt. And anything that you're thinking about, that's something that you, well, unconsciously ask to have more of, yeah, from this world, from this universe. And you can also think about it whenever you are having this type of flashbacks or some negative information or negative vibration that comes your way. That is basically like food, yeah? And what happens when you eat fast food or bad food for your body? Well, your body starts to suffer, right? Your body starts to disintegrate, and it doesn't function as efficiently as it used to. I mean, not one time, but if you eat it over a very long period of years, yeah, then the effect is going to be very bad, very strong as well. So you can think about it as vibrational food, yeah? So whatever you're eating, you're asking for it more, yeah? So eating equals asking, and therefore attracting. So it has to come into your life. And the question here is, do you really want to eat it? Do I really want to eat it? Do I really want to eat this vibration? Is it a good idea? Does it sound like something that I want to engage in? And please remember that the world is already full. The world is full of everything, yeah? It's full of abundance and it's full of lack of abundance. So anytime when you are asking for something, it is given. And it's like literally it's given, because you might think that, yeah, but you know what, I'm asking for money, for example. However, you cannot ask just with your, whatever you say or whatever you think. You're mostly asking with your feelings, with your emotions, with your vibration, yeah? So if you think about money and you are asking for money, but actually inside of you, you're feeling the lack of money, then the vibration that the universe understands is, I don't have money. I have a lack of money. I have a lack of money. Can I have more lack of money then? Like whatever you radiate, and you radiate lack of money, you're asking for it. Therefore, attracting. Eating, asking, attracting. And the world is full of everything. And full of everything and full of nothing. Yeah? So ask and it is given. Okay, so this was everything that I wanted to talk about. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope this was helpful, and I wish you all the best. And here is the summary for everything that I talked about here. And by the way, if you have any questions or maybe suggestions or maybe your own ideas, then please share a comment down below, and see you in the next one. Thank you and bye-bye.